SportsLine Live, we are back. Week 11 of college football. As you guys know, I am Kelly Stewart. I am joined by Matt Coca, and we're going to start off, Matt, with your West Virginia Mountaineers. Number 20 in the country, getting 2 points on the road now at Texas. Every week there's a scenario like this, and every week I bet against that team. A ranked team getting points. The Longhorns need this win to be bowl eligible. Honestly, you know this. They're one of the most talented teams in the Big 12. But they make a ton of mistakes. I think if Texas can exploit the Mountaineers' run defense, they can win this game.
It's all going to be about the run defense, just like you said. Deontay Foreman, the running back for Texas, if nobody knows his name, well, they better learn. He's first in the Power 5 in rushing. He's rushed for close to 600 yards in back-to-back games for Texas, and he is the Longhorns' offense. If he doesn't get going, they lose games. In games that they've lost this year, and 4 games that they've lost, he's only rushed for 140 yards in those games. In games that they've won, he's rushed for over 200. So it's all about slowing him down. And do I think the Mountaineers defense can do it? Not really. I don't think so. And it's just because they're playing on the road. And like I always say, West Virginia on the road, I'm very skeptical about them. So it's going to be tough for me to take the Mountaineers here. I'm going to say I'm going to stay away from this game because I'm a proud Mountaineer fan, and I will not do that to myself.
All right, number 9, Auburn. Laying 10 at Georgia. I'm still trying to figure out how the Bulldogs squeaked out a win last week at Kentucky. The Tigers, though, are 7-2 against the spread and 7-2 straight up this year. Interesting enough, the Bulldogs are 3-5 on the season and also 3-5 against the number. These teams should match up pretty well, so don't be surprised to see the Dogs shut down Auburn's run game and keep it a little bit closer than everyone expects.
I like Auburn in this football game. They haven't given up a rushing touchdown since their last loss against Texas A&M, and that was about 6 weeks ago. So I think if they can shut Georgia down and make this team one-dimensional and make Jacob Eason have to throw the football, then Auburn is going to win this game in dominating fashion. Georgia's offensive coordinator, Jim Chaney, I will say it again, is the worst offensive coordinator in all of football. So I see this happening. I like Auburn with the points.
I'd like to disagree. I'd like to say Dana Dimel is the worst offensive coordinator in all of college football, but I'll let you have that one. Texas Tech plus 12 at number 13, Oklahoma State. This is the highest total we've ever seen, Matt, 90 points. Last time I wanted to take the under, we saw one of the highest point totals a couple weeks ago in the Pac-12, and it took double overtime to get there, so I will not be betting the under in this one. Both teams are 6-3 against the spread on the season. But Texas Tech has had a really tough stretch of games. They played Oklahoma. They played double overtime at TCU. They played Texas last week, and now they face a pretty good Cowboys team in Stillwater. I just don't think they have anything left in the tank. I mean, they're going to put up points. So is Oklahoma State. It's going to be a really high-scoring affair, but at the end of the day, I think Oklahoma State is going to get the cover.
Yeah, I'm with you on this. It's just this Texas Tech team, it's just all about big plays. They live and die with the big play because their defense just doesn't exist. So you know they're going to give up points. Oklahoma State is a good football team. They are a very good football team, and I just think that, just like you said, Texas Tech, they've done enough this season to show you that they're not ready for these big games. Cliff Kingsbury, I mean, He's just there. That's what I think is happening. He doesn't care about defense. He just wants to see his quarterbacks put up big numbers. I love Patrick Mahomes, but he is the team. If he could play defense, then you know what? Put him out there too. But I think I'm with you. I think Oklahoma State is going to get this cover in this game because Texas Tech just doesn't have enough to stop the Cowboys for at least one drive or 2 drives that they're going to need to cover.
All right, number 24, LSU, minus 6.5 at number 25, Arkansas. Matt, I have a play on this one on SportsLine.com, but do you think the Tigers going to bounce back after Bama this week in Fayetteville?
They're going to need to. If Ed Orgeron wants to keep this job, he's going to need to win this football game. And how they're going to do that, they're going to have to run the football. If you look at this Arkansas Razorbacks defense, they got absolutely shredded by the Auburn Tigers run offense. Well, LSU has Darius Geis, who's a very talented running back, and they also have Leonard Fournette. I think Fournette is going to have a real big bounce-back game. Everyone knows that Alabama is his kryptonite, like they're everybody's kryptonite. So I think they're going to step up in this game. Leonard Fournette's going to show that he is still Leonard Fournette, that he's still a first-round draft pick. He's healthy now. They're going to expose the Razorbacks once again. So I like LSU in this football game.
All right, Ole Miss plus 10 at number 8, Texas A&M. No Trevor Knight for the Aggies, no Chad Kelly for the Rebels, so we will see two backup quarterbacks square up on Saturday. Neither team has been good against the spread lately. I personally think the line is really inflated in Texas A&M's favor. Honestly, I would love to back the Rebels here, but because I don't know anything about really either one of these backup quarterbacks, I'm just going to sit back and cheer for the upset.
Well, I'm going to say I like Texas A&M in this football game, and I'll tell you why. It's because, first off, let's pour one out real quick for the homie Chad Kelly, Swag Kelly. It's sad to see him go, but he is the motor that kept Ole Miss moving. And without him in there, with an inexperienced quarterback in there, with no real run game, they're not going to be able to do much against this Texas A&M defense. And on the Texas A&M side, they have Jake Ubenak. He is an experienced quarterback. He got to play a lot last year when Kyle Allen was benched. So I like Ubenak. I love this offense that he's going to bring to the table because as well as Trevor Knight was as a running quarterback, he was kind of average when it came to the pass game. Texas A&M's wide receivers are very good. They're one of the most talented trios in all of college football, and Jake Ubenak's going to be able to throw the ball down the field, get the ball to Christian Kirk in space, and I think the defense is going to step up this week. It depends on the health of Myles Garrett. If he is 100%, which we haven't seen yet this year, it's going to be tough to get that Texas A&M defensive rush going. But with an inexperienced quarterback, we don't know who's going to play quarterback for Ole Miss. It's going to be scary. He's going to have to go up against the 12th man. That's 100,000 plus fans in there. I like Texas A&M to cover.
All right, number 12, Colorado, -16 at Arizona. The Buffs finally didn't cover a game last week versus UCLA, but they're still atop the Pac-12 North. Now they go on the road to face this 2-7 Arizona team who's even worse against the spread. They've only covered one game this season. Rich Rod's in the hot seat. I don't know if it really makes a difference here. I got to say Buffs by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't know what's going on in the state of Arizona this year with Arizona and Arizona State. There's always just high hopes that one of those teams is going to step up and they're going to own that state. And they're having a downer, and I'm with you. I think the Buffs are rolling right now. It's been a tremendous season for that team, and I just don't think that Arizona has anything offensively or defensively. They are giving up way, way, way too many points and not scoring enough points. I like the Buffs to cover.
All right, Army +14 at Notre Dame. The Irish have dropped 3 of their last 4. We saw what Navy's option did to them last week, and now you want me to lay double digits against a similar offense? Don't be surprised to see a really uninterested Notre Dame squad again this week. I got to take Army here.
There's a great follow on Twitter. His name's CFB Matrix. He's an analytical guy, and he brings a lot to the table when talking about coaching and talent. And he said, if Army wins this football game, it would be one of the most lopsided wins in the last century when it comes to talent, which is saying Notre Dame has the talent to win this game and should win this football game easily. But we saw how bad they were against the triple option against Navy. Well, Army brings that similar triple option. They're rushing to close to 400 yards a game. So I'm with you here when saying that, you know what? I don't know if these kids want to play for Brian Kelly anymore. I don't think they're motivated enough to win big football games for him. And it's crazy to think that this game is actually a big game. Notre Dame versus Army. If Notre Dame loses, they could potentially just, not be bowl eligible after what we've seen them do in the past, playing in the national championship just a couple years ago. So I think Army might be able to cover this game just because of the fact that they run the ball so effectively. And like you said, Notre Dame might not be interested in this game at all.
All right, last but not least, number 3, Michigan, laying 20 on the road at Iowa. Man, the Hawkeyes have had a really, really disappointing season in comparison to last year. I think there was a lot of high hopes for them. They need another one to become bowl eligible. I don't know if they're going to be able to win this game, but night games at Kinnick Stadium are amazing. So there's going to be an electric feel there. I think the Iowa Hawkeyes get up big for this game, but it scares me a little bit because Harbaugh and this Michigan team have just been blowing teams out. Besides little brother, Michigan State, they have just beat the bricks off everyone. This is a tough call for me. As you guys know, I normally like the primetime home dogs, but I got to wait a little bit, see if I can get some more value on the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for Iowa in this game. They're outside the top 100 in passing offense. They're outside the top 90 in rushing offense, and this is a rushing football team. That's what they do. That's what they're made to do, is run the football. And when they can't run the football, it's going to be tough to do anything. And this Michigan defense is – I'd put them number 2 behind Bama when it comes to just absolutely shutting teams down. Now, the offensive side of the ball, I haven't really, even though they've been putting up points, I'll give them that credit, but I really haven't been too impressed with what Michigan's been able to bring to the offensive side of things. Being a 3-touchdown favorite on the road in Iowa, it's going to be tough for them to cover this. I like Iowa to cover, but that's about it. I might just wait a little bit with you. I'm with you on this. Maybe wait a little bit. But if it goes under 3 touchdowns, if we can get this around 19 to 20 points, then I think I'd take Michigan in this game. But to cover 3 touchdowns when your offense is very average, it's the defense I'm going to be looking at. If they can get a defensive score, if Jabril Peppers can get a return in this game, then I think Michigan will cover this easily.
All right. As always, Matt, thank you for your insight. And make sure you guys check out our other videos on sportsline.com.